Hi everyone, I'm here. I'll just hello Simon, hi Barry, how you doing? I'm just sorting this out as a quick chat. Why not? Hello Icy, hello Twig, hello Kim and Dam, how are you? Let me just get this link up. If anybody wants to share it, please do. Invite all your friends. Invite anyone you want. Invite the Queen if you can. Be a laugh, wouldn't it? Oh, hello there, Master Bengal, my loyal subject. It would make me laugh. Hi Brady, how you doing? Jam, how you doing? Mattel, woo! Let me just copy this, paste that. I'm just sharing it out to various areas, so bear with me. If anybody wants to come up, let me know, and I will do it. Oh, can't do that. So what have we all been up to today? We had a good day. Hello Ryan, how you doing? Let's see what's going on. Hang on. What topic should we talk about? Because I think we should have it quite, not scripted, but talk about something. What's that, Mel? Matt, you heard what? Marjorie. Yeah, Marjorie's around somewhere in the background. Yes, I am. See? Oh, dearie me. Right, hang on. Let's have a few people up, but we're going to be, I don't know, what shall we talk about? What shall we do? First of all, it'd be helpful if I actually shared a link, wouldn't it? Right, who wants to come up who hasn't been up before? Or has got something to share? Someone who's always in the chat would like to come up. Anybody? Anybody? Let's see. 14 people. Thank you very much. I feel much love. What else we got here? Dr. Go Quack, how you doing? Oh, hold on, caller. We have a guest.
Hello. What, old boy? What's going down?
Oh, hang on a minute, hang on. Oh, what?
Oh, what? Hello, everyone in the chat. What's up? Hello. What's going down? And all this shenanigans and all that. There you go. Yeah.
Right. Did you say you got another? Have you done any explores or not? You've been working.
I've put a new video went up today, guys. New video went up today. Yeah, it's a little time capsule of a place out in the middle, literally out in the middle of nowhere. This was literally out in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, it's a short video. It's not very long. It's about 10 minutes. But yeah, it's a cool little place. A lot of stuff left. A lot, and I mean lots of stuff left in that house.
That's
crazy, man.
That's probably about as long as my one as well. But no, I'll check yours out later.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a cool place. A lot of clothes everywhere. Lots of clothes, and I mean I've seen clothes in houses, but literally piles.
Well, as if it's just been like left straight, like they've done a fly by night, or
literally just gone and just left it. Door wide open. See you later. Must have obviously either passed away or something like that, or they were just very old.
Yeah, it's strange because a lot of people, after they pass away, and may not have any relatives. So I suppose gets left, or people just jump ship, don't they? I've known that before. I've seen that. In fact, a house opposite me once, they were there one night, and then that was it. They'd gone. No one knew why. They just disappeared. They literally just cleared everything out overnight. I think I didn't hear anything. Woke up in the morning, you can just see the whole place was vacant.
What? That's mental. Oh, right. Something must have happened, and they've just said, right, sod this, off. See you later. Bye. That's mental. So yeah, that
hold on, Ryan. I'll let you in a minute.
Matt's live stream last night. That was interesting, wasn't it, Matt?
It was
very interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting. I enjoyed it as well, and it was good. And it's good to see that people. Hold on. It's good to see that. Where was I? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, it's good to see what he was talking about as well, because it's controversial, all of it all, but it needs to be said. I think sometimes it's no use sort of going, oh well, yeah, it could be this, could be that. It's either fake or it isn't.
Yeah, I mean, I get that a lot of people, it's entertainment, and people, like to fake things. It happens. I mean, I find some of them videos quite entertaining, to be honest. I think they're really good. Some of them are well put together. You think, do you know what? If you didn't know it wasn't, you'd think, oh, fair play. You know what I mean? Because when you first watch them, you're just like, oh, God. It's like when people like have fake actors in the background, and they're like you can obviously see it, but you just think, and then you see them just like in the corner, and you just see them go past, and you're like, oh Christ, what was that? It's entertainment, isn't it? And I get why people do that. I do totally get it. But then you've got the other side of it, where someone like obviously we're talking about thumbnails. Some of them are misleading, I have to say. Some of them can, and then you click on it and go, hang on, I've got nothing to do with what I've just clicked on.
Yeah, the clip, the thumbnails I find annoying at times. Some of them it's like, look at, we found this, we saw that, and you go through the video like Matt was saying, and really not much was going on at all. And oh, hang on, we got another caller.
Oh, he's on the bed already, right? Okay, let's go.
It's like you see that? He's like, ooh, dribble down the side. We'll call an ambulance. It'll be all right.
Yeah. How you doing,
How are you, Matt?
I'm all right.
Yeah, good. Grady, sorry, mate. I'm going to go to bed, man. I'm just popping in.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll see how my manage, but I'm falling asleep. So yeah.
It's all right, bud.
I caught the tail end of something you were saying. Then when I came on, you were saying like, it's like Matt said, blah 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 blah, blah about last night. Probably was it?
Yeah, we were just like saying that all this like fakery for that. Some of it, like people trying to fake videos. Some of it is quite. Personally, I find some of them quite entertaining. They're pretty good videos, and a lot of people put a lot of effort into them, and I get why they do it. But then you've got the other side of it, like say the thumbnails are on about, where it is literally clickbait, and then it's got nothing to do with the actual video, and you just think, oh, you've got me there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I get both sides. I do.
I'm just trying to get so I can jam my phone. I'm not really sort of like a bed person for this, so that's better.
Oh, Ryan's waiting in the background. Shall I let you in?
Relax. I hope I don't fall asleep.
Hang on a minute. He's sitting here. Are you going to be good, Ryan?
I will behave myself as I've been live on my channel, so I will behave myself.
Good. I'll keep it nice. I'll behave it today. Yeah, well, like I was saying, Matt, what you were saying with like the clickbait and other bits, it's it's not needed. I think that was the general consensus in the end. It's like if people want to do it, let them do it. But if you're going to do your channel and make it worth it, it's salt. You don't need to keep doing all this clickbait rubbish.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'll try and hold it like this because it's like it's shit otherwise.
Hold on, we got another caller. Hold on,
We got another caller.
we have got another caller. I'm just trying to get him on, but for some reason it's not letting me. Hold on.
What
Oh, they seem
extension?
to be lying down and naked. They're not. Hey,
Hey, evening, people.
Good evening, sire.
good evening, sir. What are you playing?
GTA 5.
Yeah, I thought you might be like going. Yeah, this is going.
Yeah, what's this?
I will play it right now as well.
What you on? PS4?
Pardon, sorry? No, I'm
You're
on Xbox, the new Xbox
Good
One.
evening, Carl. Does anybody else? I've got one more space if anybody wants to come up.
Where?
Yeah, I've got the good old what is it? Sandwich box, the X.
Hi, Anthony. How you doing? So, Matt, have you been out on an explore today? Or have you been indoors?
No, I've been indoors most of the day. I'm just going to get my glasses because I can't see this small screen. It's just I cannot read it. I need glasses. I'm getting old. See, I can't focus on a small screen. I can't find the bloody glasses.
I wear glasses, but I can't bother to.
I wear glasses. I broke mine, but I don't seem to need them at the moment. So when I go blind, I might have to go and get some.
Oh, brilliant.
So when you're like that, yeah, I definitely need to get some glasses.
When I'm like, yes, that's right, everybody.
Yeah. What did you say? Sorry.
One.
I might as well just sit up at the bloody computer the way this is going.
You got to follow
at least I can read the screen. Ignore me for a minute. Sorry, I'm just trying to find my glasses.
Okay, we're ignoring you for a minute. Yeah, I can't say too much really because Brady will have like an asthma attack.
Mm-hmm.
But like, oh,
I've got inhalers. It's fine.
Is the cold weather affecting you, Brady?
It does a little bit, yeah.
Oh, good God. It's probably colder down here than up there, mate. Honestly, right now it's -8 here. So, it's proper chilly.
We've had 6 inches of snow up here, so.
Yeah, because I said that you probably had 4 or 5 inches yesterday. So 6. I have fingers. Yeah.
I still have nothing. I'm jealous.
Lucky
I
for
want
you.
to know.
You still jealous?
It's all right. It's all right the first day, and then you just get bored of it because you can't. I can't get my car out, so it's like, because I live on a hill as well. I live on a hill, so it's quite treacherous.
No.
You need to call out mine.
Yeah, I mean, I like driving in snow. I think it's quite good, to be honest. It's just all these other people who actually don't know how to drive in the snow, and then
Yeah,
they
very true.
Problem.
Not doing very well on finding these glasses.
That's all right, mate. You just keep searching, sir. We're all behind you. Who are missing. Oh, Brady, you do a lot of running, don't you? Right? And
I do, yeah.
Okay, well, my kids have done the old, like the Wii Fit stuff and all that, and I've done it before. They were playing it the other day. I thought, I'll have a go. I haven't been on there for like 3,000 days, it said, so I thought, well, fair play. Went on there, started doing jogging. I realised how much I have actually put on weight because I could feel my belly moving. And I was getting jogging nipple, and I'd only been doing it for 2 minutes. I'm like, oh my, I can feel it moving. I'm like, oh no, my moves, what's going on?
That's me.
Now, this has just got a, like the treadmill. So I went on that earlier. I don't think I'll go on it again. Put it like that. If I do, I'm going to have to do it at a walking pace firstly, because I went to do this thing called do a nice
Yeah,
little jog, and I went, oh
Yeah,
my god.
just gradually, mate. Gradually.
Oh,
don't start.
I used to be all right with it. Oh my goodness, I felt like Jabba the Hutt on a treadmill, you know.
No, when I
Jesus.
went for a jog earlier, I was finished with my jog after 10 minutes. I was just like, oh, I, do you know, I think it's especially annoying, right, that when you like are at the beach, like most people at my age, you know, just are walking with their shirt off, right?
You know, I think
It's just embarrassing just to think that if I took my shirt off at the beach, I'd just get people staring at me. Not because I'm like skinny or anything. It's just because of my fatness. They'd just be looking at me like, oh.
There's nothing wrong with that, right? I mean, last time I went on the beach, I took my top off and someone shouted out, "Hey, we've got a beached whale!" So, you know, it wasn't too bad.
Excuse me, sir. There are kids on this beach and they don't have to see that.
Hold on.
Sorry. It's me
That's all right.
being a knob.
Just gonna mute that and then come back in, yeah?
Well, I'm just going to quickly go downstairs, grab something to eat very quickly. And
Nearly blew me
second.
fucking eardrums out there.
Ooh, that was loud.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I do. It's called a sensitive link.
There we are, mate. Sorry about that.
Sorry, yeah, that was me. I should have known better. I got quite a sensitive mic, so I don't have to sort of sit really close to it and sound like a radio presenter. I sit back here, so but it picks up everything then.
No, that's fine, mate. I saw that. I just didn't get to it in time. I just went to mute you and I pressed the wrong button. I went, oh, that's all right. He's down the bottom there. So that was fine.
Twigs managed to do what I wanted to do, but I couldn't keep the phone. It was just like falling. I was like, oh, what do I do? Get some sellotape? Sellotape
I've
the
got
phone
mine
to
on
the
my
wall?
gimbal. I've set mine up on my gimbal.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was thinking. It's like, oh, where's a tripod? Where's a clamp? Where would I jam it in the end of the bed? And I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll go and sit. Sorry. Flipping hell. Let's go and just sit in my chair. It's easier. I was going to go and get some sleep, but I'll stay up for a little bit.
Oh, it's nice to have you in. Nice to have you all in. And everyone nice in the shout. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Just have a look at what we're talking about, like basically beach and being chunky on the beach. That's another thing. I won't go for a blood test because they come back saying it's gravy.
What, Bisto?
You know what?
Bisto.
Bisto.
But we've made a nice gravy roast with it.
The real sad thing is today, right? I've been messaging all of my friends, right, saying, "Oh, dude, I don't want you to freak out by this, but I want you to play this song at my funeral." And they're just like, "Well, what are you doing? Trying to?" And they're just like, "Well, what? That could be in like 90 years still." And I went, "Highly, I doubt it." Well,
I'll tell you what. Go on, Matt.
Was this why somebody said to me, you want to get on Ryan's thing now? There's something wrong with him, which is why I came on your stream, but then you all disappeared onto this stream because somebody said Ryan needs help because they were worried about you because when you start saying things like that, they think you're going to top yourself.
No.
Somebody said, get on Ryan's thing now.
Oh, my God. Well, yeah,
But, you know,
it's not been a bad day, you know. I hit 30 subscribers on that channel, which is amazing. So,
it's not your normal channel, is it? That's why when I typed Ryan Standard in, I couldn't find it. I had to click the link that somebody sent me.
Yeah, no, it's on a different channel.
Cool.
I just decided to make that channel just to post like videos that I don't feel like are worthy going onto my main channel, you know, just to have like a little second channel.
And why not? If you
Isn't it?
fancy it. So you were just saying about was it music at a funeral? I swear blind, I haven't done it yet, but I will do it. So in my will, that I'm late for my own funeral because I've had it so many times. So I'm going, oh, you're late for your own funeral. Fuck it, I will be just to piss you off. I found 3 times, so they're late.
Well, no, I think I picked a good song for my funeral. I think I picked a decent song.
Why are you even thinking about that now?
That is morbid.
Yeah. Why
Yeah,
are you
it's,
even thinking about that? No, anyway, let's just change the subject.
But then again, there are people who get life insurance policies and they like put all these things in there. Like if I die like this, I get this much. They're planning like, for all eventualities so they can sort of like get some sort of cash payout if they die.
Just in case. Just in case.
Just in case. Okay, cool. No worries. Well, I really don't want to think about that at the moment.
No, let's try. What we're going to talk about, I don't know. I'm looking in the chat. Ronaldo's fan.
I was going to say, because I put in the chat just earlier, maybe we should talk about what we think and what predictions we think will happen in this year in 2021, because obviously we're only in the second week. So I thought maybe we could have a little chat about what you guys think will happen in 2021. See if any of you guys think that it will be like a good year, a bad year, or like a meh year,
Well, all bets are off so far, aren't they? Really?
Yeah.
I mean, who would have predicted that they'd be storming Congress the first week or the second week in?
No. What is it? This lockdown that we're in right now, like, who would have predicted it? We barely got any warning about it here in England. Well, yes, we knew it was.
I don't really want to go into COVID, but to be honest, it's probably on the cards because they did it all last year. It died down a little bit because Christmas was coming. You just know how society works. If it hasn't gone away, it will just be bladdered all over the news place, and then it will unless something else big happens, like obviously this riot that happened. That pushed it to the sideline for a few hours, didn't it? It knocked it off. Everyone was trending about Trump being a bit naughty or whatever, and everybody started rioting. And now it's gone back to how it was before, and there's a little bit of a...
Well, he's banned now on Twitter, so ha.
Well, even then, that's quite predictable because they're all run by each other, aren't they? Really, it's like Twitter don't like what you say, it'll ban you. Facebook's the same, YouTube's the same, everything is, So unless you use alternative media, you ain't going to get much out of it. It's going to be the narrative. That's basically what we talked about last night. Hi, number one fan. How you doing? About Simon B.A. You've put down, do I know anything about the storm drain? No, not a lot. Not a lot. Without giving
that was really cool.
No idea.
I think it's a little bit weird banning the president because, I mean, it's like, he is the president after all. What they could do, instead of banning him, is put his comments on moderation. So they have to be checked by somebody to make sure that they see, there's nothing in there that's dodgy. But to outright ban him, it's like saying, well, you're on the way out. You've got no power anymore. So we're just going to go and say, fuck you, because we're all globalists and we all hate you anyway. So fuck you.
And see, I think in the next coming days there will be like some news on Donald Trump trying to like sue Twitter. There will be some sort of news on that, and that is something that I can predict which will happen because it's happened before and it will happen again.
It could come on the cards that he has executive powers, and he could say, well, I'm calling for a shutdown of Twitter in the United States until, under emergency powers. I mean, I know it sounds shitty, but it's like, well, you've got your fuck you button. I've got my fuck you button.
Yeah,
Well,
true. Very true.
I'm not really a massive social media guy. Like, all I use is Facebook and YouTube, and I've got a Twitter account, but the last time I posted on there was when I was 12 years old. So,
Or what he could do, I mean, he's allowed to post under the White House because, I mean, I get emails which I never even asked for from the White House from Donald Trump, saying all sorts of stuff that he says on Twitter. So it hasn't really shut him down because they can't stop him posting from the White House. But the thing is, he could turn around tomorrow and say, right, everybody, want to invite you to my new website, DonaldTrumpThePresident.com. And it's like, now tell me I can't fucking say what I want.
Very true.
I mean, you can play them at their own game. It's like, well, thank you for giving me a great publicity stunt for opening my own website. And now, even though I'm not president, you can come and hear my opinions about what's happening now, because Twitter ain't going to allow me to say it, nor is YouTube or any of the others. So if you want to hear it from the horse's mouth, come to my website or InfoWars or something like that,
He was running for the presidential election this year as well. Kanye West or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Could you imagine him being the president?
Not really, no.
Isn't Kanye West? Isn't he the guy who's making some city somewhere? He's building a big city on his native land somewhere.
Is he?
Yeah, I'm sure that's him.
Be back in a minute. I'm just going to get some beer.
Okay.
Doing some weird stuff.
He was elected. He was in the election for it. And
yeah, no, but he's also doing. He does a lot of charity stuff apparently, and I saw it on CNN as well. Whether that's true or not. But he was doing. Let me just pick it up.
He's very religious now, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's as you call them, God botherers. Sorry if anyone's religious in the chat.
Yeah, but
I mean, I'm not religious myself. I mean, everyone to their own, but it's just like Kanye West, and then turning to God is just like, okay, mate, you've just lost the plot, my friend.
Yeah.
But yeah, each their own,
Oh, yeah.
I just thought it was quite funny. I thought, okay. From this like big like rap star, and now he's like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, whatever.
A city in Haiti or whatever it was, I think.
Haiti?
I think it was, yeah. I can't find it. It is some certain things that he's doing, but it's in Haiti, yeah. But whether it's still going ahead, I don't know. Because I think he wants to get like more infrastructure in that area and just help everybody. But who knows? Twig, are you still alive? Because Matt's going, he's Twig dead, and I've had a few.
Yeah, no, I'm still here. I'm just playing GTA.
He's just chilled out.
That's all.
I've just realised what event happened 17 days from today.
What was that?
Kobe Bryant death 17 days from today. A year already.
Wow.
Who? Kobe Bryant. Basketball player, wasn't he?
Okay, that's why I don't know. I don't follow basketball. So.
Yeah, he's he was a very good basketball player, legend. But yeah, he died in a helicopter crash with his daughter.
Yeah.
See you later, Carl. Thanks for coming in, mate. Thanks for Carl off to bed.
Well, we lost many. See you later. Because we lost so many good people last year. I think. What is it? We lost Kobe Bryant. We lost what is it? That Dame Vera Lynn woman, who sang what is it?
We'll meet again.
Yeah, we'll meet again. And then we lost Chadwick Boseman, Wakanda Forever. It's mental people.
Yeah, man. Who else did we lose this year? We lost Sean Connery died, didn't he?
Yeah, Sean Connery. Yeah,
Yeah.
EastEnders. EastEnders or
I don't know.
I don't
That
know,
many
I don't
people this year, though. Well,
It's
last year,
ridiculous.
so.
How many people? But then, it's like the same with what 2018. Who would have thought that we would have lost what Stephen Hawkins like that? You wouldn't expect that.
I don't know. I think he was a big candidate for any time soon. Sorry.
I bet there's someone going, "Oh, you're muted."
Oh, Barbara Windsor, yeah. Barbara Windsor, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
She had Alzheimer's, wasn't it? I'm sure it was Alzheimer's.
Yeah, it was Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
So talking about, not Barbara Windsor directly, but what is it, the Carry On film? Has anybody seen that? Someone's cut some Star Wars footage and they've put over the Carry On film, all the characters in it. It's brilliant.
I did. I think he could have done a slightly better job. It's got Sid James as the main thing with Darth Vader, but he doesn't appear as Sid James Darth Vader in the thing, so it's clickbait.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
Ah, okay. I'm gonna have to check this out. I haven't seen it.
Apparently quite amusing, but yeah, you are right. They could have done a better job in it.
They basically took any old clip and just sort of like ran it with people's faces going, to the original jokes. But yeah, it wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't highly crafted. It wasn't. It was okay. It was all right. But I've seen some more sort of like original things like that. But
yeah, sometimes you get some absolute corkers. Other time people they do it, and it's a really good idea, but it just sort of falls flat a little bit, doesn't it? Because they haven't taken that time to just get in it.
Like that film I watched this afternoon, Matt. Oh, mate.
Oh, don't say that. I haven't watched it yet. Oh, it's on my list.
Oh, mate. It's like a roller coaster, that film, mate. Jesus.
Like when you watch The Matrix and you're like, whoa, like all right, and then right at the end you're like, yay, a bit like that, but
yeah.
It's got you by the balls. That movie's got you by the balls. When I watched it a few times, I got goosebumps, and I'm like, I'm on edge. I'm like, whoa! It's so well done. The cinematography, the storyline, just the pacing, switching. It's like, what's going on here? Who? Oh, no, it's not that. Oh shit! What's going on?
Yeah. You're literally you just stare at the screen, going, "Oh my God!"
It is a masterpiece.
Definitely. Well worth it.
And very much under the radar. You've got to say to people like, "Have you seen that?" And they're like, "No." And then they would see it. They're like, "Fucking hell!"
Yeah. Red Lights, it's called.
That's it. Yeah, I've got to watch it. It's under my radar because you were talking about it, and I didn't know who was in it. I'm like, what? I had to look it up.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime if anyone wants to know.
No way. Is it actually free?
Really?
Yeah, you can watch it on there. Yeah, it's on there.
No way. I didn't.
That's where I watched it. Yeah, that's where I watched it today.
That's amazing. I'm glad that's on there. Hang on.
So it's not on Netflix, is it?
No, it's on Prime Video. Oh my God, it's on Prime Video. This is it. You see, it wasn't an incredibly successful movie. It's 2012. I thought it was newer than that. It's 2012. And but the performances in it are great. I think the story, cinematography is all great, and it really gets you into this like sinister sort of like what's going on? What? Hang on, is this is real, isn't it? This is it. This. Oh shit!
Yeah,
whoa!
It's crazy. Oh mate, it's so well put together though. So well put together.
Just do yourself a favor. Don't read any reviews or watch anything on it. Just go in. Bit like that movie. I said this to people because I did exactly this. I saw a trailer on a cinema for Jacob's Ladder, and it just had this like stretched face, like going like that, and I was like, "What's that then?" So I didn't really know what it was, but I kind of knew some of the actors were in it. It was like, right, I'll go and see that later on because I got some time. So I went in to see it, and I was like, sat down, didn't even know it was a horror movie, and it opens up, and within the first 2 minutes, there's some crazy shit like with a train going past, and like people's faces, dead people's faces in the window going past like out the window. And I was like, shit. You know, and it was like, what? And then it's like calms down, and then it's like it goes on, and it's like, and there's things happening. It's like, what is going on? What is this? It's like, and then this is he hallucinating, or is this real, or is he having problems, mental problems, this guy? And it's like it just builds up and up and up and up and up until you sort of find out what it might be at the end. There's a question mark. It's very interesting.
Yeah. What's that called?
Jacob's Ladder.
Jacob's Ladder.
That is a scary, scary movie. Like Red Lights is exciting and a little bit scary sometimes, but Jacob's Ladder is disturbing. If you watch that in the dark, I think you'll be like, "Ooh, shit," you know.
Okay, fair enough. Note.
Is it scarier than the original 1990 It? Then I'll take it.
What with Tim Curry? That's like bloody carry on, Hammer horror, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think the new version is better.
I couldn't even tell you what happened in the first one. It was so sort of like slapstick.
I'm not a massive, huge movie person, but I think the best film that I just continue loved watching is The Goonies from, I think, what was it, 75 or 85? Not too sure.
Yeah, it's a good film. Classic film.
Because what is it? Those guys, those teenagers in those films now are in their mid-40s, and it's just outrageous. No, some of them are in their 50s.
Like, Carrie Hyam or something is one of them.
Yeah.
Who else? Charlie Sheen, is it?
Okay.
He was in it.
The Chapel guy. Yeah. Him, but he's skinny as hell now. He's like a twig now. He is.
Yeah,
I think it's one of those sort of movies. If you grew up with it when you were young, it kind of holds a sort of certain esteem. But I would say that for what it is and what it appeals to, I didn't watch The Goonies so much. I did see it and I was like, okay, yeah. But what I would compare it to would be like Raiders of the Lost Ark, which I think is very similar to like underground tunnels, traps, running, hiding, you know, and all this sort of stuff. It's like that, but I think that kind of appeals to a different audience. And Goonies, but they're similar. They're kind of similar. It's like the setups and like that rolling ball coming down underground and traps and things like that. You know, couldn't even tell you what was in the Goonies. Actually, couldn't remember what was in the Goonies if you asked me.
I'm one of those like weird teenagers who likes to watch like 80s, 90s movies, you know, who likes to listen to 70s, 80s music and all that. Because I absolutely hate the songs that are made nowadays. Well, mind you, some of them I like, but like on my playlist, it's like 80% are like 80s or 90s hits, and you know.
The funniest film I've ever seen, and I still think today it's a classic, Guest House Paradiso. It's just hilarious.
Yes.
It's so funny. I love that film. It's amazing.
Eddie,
brilliant.
what are you doing?
We all know
Oh, mate.
Gina Carbonara. Yes. Yes. Eddie, what are you doing? I'm just filing the bill.
He's doing that thing, that woman's in bed. They lift up the cup. No panties.
Do you mind if I have my salad naked? Oh, well, you have a very big hat. And you're a very attractive bird.
Classic.
You guys,
I really like Rick Mayall. I was quite sad when he passed away. I think a lot of people were because he was a bit of a genius, and worked really well with Ade Edmondson. They were like sort of, you know, Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy. They worked really well together. It's
Because
like
what is it? The young ones, Bottom, all of that. All a fan of them. Really love them.
Filthy Rich and Cat Flap.
Yes. And
Oh,
I know
wonder whether you'd heard of that one then.
Filthy Cat Flap.
The Comic Strip Presents.
Alan Bistar.
Mm. Have
See,
you
I
seen any
remember
Comic Strip Presents, Ryan? The Comic Strip Presents?
No, I've not really heard of that one. No.
You know the type of slapstick, crazy, fast-paced humor that's in Paradiso, right? When they do the Bottom and all that sort of thing, it's done in front of a studio audience, yeah. But
Yeah,
the comic strip presents are filmed, so they're set up like films. So there's proper stunt scenery, and it's like in real locations. And some of those comic strip presents, some of them are shit, but some of them are absolute genius. They're real sort of classics of slapstick.
Because I still have there's still the ticket that my dad brought for their live show of Bottom at the Mayflower in Southampton I think it was 1996.
Did you go?
And it's just like, geez. And it only cost them £7 to get in, but back then £7 is now probably about 30. Maybe 25, I'm not too sure, but they were in the upstairs bit.
I've got those.
I managed to see Rick Mail live and crashed my car trying to get to see Ben Elton live. And I only saw Ben Elton live last year, which was like a 20-year break because he kind of stopped doing live stuff after that. But I crashed my car trying to get to him in time, to sort of not miss too much. And I crashed my car because it's a puddle and I couldn't, no brakes. And I just rammed somebody up the arse really hard and knocked him like a cue ball off into the distance.
June 19th this year. It's been 7 years since he's passed.
Oh dear.
Hell?
I got to say, it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life on stage. It's just like I was pissing myself laughing, and he didn't have to be nasty or, it was just sort of silly humor, he wasn't like sort of there was no racism or anything like that. It was just like silly humor, great.
Yeah, man. Yeah, love it. Even the stage shows of Bottom, they're all on YouTube. They're so funny. Even the bits where they mess up, but they just improvise, and it's just even more funny.
Change.
Aid Edmondson says things like, "Come on, you don't know your lines, do you? You're fucking shit," or something like that. He goes, "No, I do. He goes, "Well, come and say them then." He goes, "Well, I'm going to." And he's like something like that. And he's like, "You don't know them, do you?"
This is the best moment. What happened live on stage? When Rick goes, "Increase the voltage," and then Aid goes, "Oh, increase the voltage." That's what Rick used to go, didn't he?
Oh, mate.
Because now, on the stream that I was doing earlier, Kim, who was on there, he's a massive fan of Rick and all that as well. And I remember in 2015-16, I used to go over on a Saturday morning to his at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and we used to just stick on Bottom Live. And before we knew it, it would be like 9 o'clock in the evening already, and it'd just be like, "Oh, sorry, mate, have to go now." It wouldn't feel like only an hour I've been there for.
I mean, like Bottom and stuff. Like, it is all childish humour all the way through, which is great. It's like you say, Matt. It's not racist. It's nothing like that. It's just childish, playground humour, isn't it?
It's like Chaplin, slapstick, Harold Lloyd. It's that sort of physical humour, wrapped up in a silly story. It's just any excuse to get them having a go where they're hitting each other with pans and, and all that sort of stuff. Rubber pans,
Yeah.
You said Harold Lloyd. He was brilliant. I love Harold Lloyd. And believe it or not, Charlie Chaplin, because he did stunts himself as well, you know, and Buster Keaton, obviously, they did. And the stuff they did, you couldn't do today in the sense of health and safety.
No.
But they were so fast. I was watching a program the other day on, I think it was Charlie Chaplin, and when he grabs, was it him or Buster? When he grabbed one bit and he grabs the car, and the car whizzes off, and he whizzes off with it, and he did that himself. That wasn't a stuntman or anything. Obviously, they didn't have CGI in them days, and he literally, and people go, well, how on earth did he do it without ripping his arm off?
Harold Lloyd.
So he literally grabbed the car and it drove off with it.
Yep. Yeah, literally. He grabs
Harold
the
Lloyd
car.
used to walk on those tall buildings, didn't he? On an I-beam, and it was real because there's no CGI. He was walking on an I-beam and then like pretending to slip, and then turning around and walking back and then pretending to slip and walk. You know, he was doing all that sort of shit, like falling off a clock face, like with a drop beneath him, you know, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
crazy.
Completely himself. What? Oh, that's just amazing.
See, what I really want to know, right, is I really want to know what Rick Mail would have done if he was still alive today. I really want to know what TV shows he would have done and all that. It's like so darn.
You can only imagine, can't you? You can only imagine.
Do you know what the last thing he did before the last production he did that he died? I think during the production. It was a small project which I think he didn't really get paid for. He was like an independent film, and it was all about whether they're going to kill us off with viruses, and the New World Order is trying to take over the world. They're going to kill us all off, and they've got all these plans for us, and they're going to do this, and they're going to microchip us, and it's on YouTube. You can have a look. It's like his last thing he ever did. It's a bit hammy, the acting, but he's going through all the conspiracies, like as if he's saying to somebody, he's telling this person, he's going, that's real. He's going, New World Order, have you heard about them? And he's like, no, what's that? He's like, let me tell you about this. And it's a bit cheesy, you know, but it's the last thing he did before he passed away.
Because what happened
is they bumped him off because he was telling the truth. They bumped him off. They gave him extra strong cocaine.
Yeah, because it says here on June 2014, on June 9th, 2014, Mail died at his home in Barnes, Richmond upon Thames, in London, from a sudden heart attack after jogging. That's just just think, right? Because because 56 years old isn't actually that old if you think about it at all. So, just to, go out for a jog and all that, just to go out for a jog and then die from a heart attack is just like, man, it's just so sad.
That could happen to anyone, to be honest.
That just teaches you that you shouldn't exercise.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a big believer in lack of exercise.
Yeah.
No, because back in August.
I may as well stop now then.
Yeah.
Because it's weird like that.
Barry's put in Lauren Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
They were I thought that. Fast show.
What was that? Some of us do have them. Who was the guy who was the actor in that?
Not Larry Great. Frank.
Yeah, Frank. Frank Spencer, was it?
Spencer, yeah. That was his character's name. What was his? Michael Crawford.
Yes, there you go. Yeah, Michael Crawford.
Because he went on to do Phantom of the Opera for many years, singing.
Yeah.
Which I didn't expect him to do, but he was well respected in what was considered a serious role after his slapstick sort of like silly role in that sort of thing. But well loved though. I mean, for what it was crazy scenarios, wasn't it?
Oh, mate, yeah. Mental.
I remember that one when they moved house and there's loads of stuff going on with it. He goes on the skates and he ends up in a pot of tar. But when they drive away from the house, and the house just falls down in the middle. It's brilliant.
Well, John, do you remember back last year in August? I think it was on like the second week. How there was that heat wave down south here. Not too sure if you remember that. Yeah, you remember it. Because what is
Yeah.
it? All I was doing, like, is because I had a real good night's sleep the day before on the night, right? So then I woke up absolutely fine, started walking outside. The next thing I know, as soon as I get to the cathedral by Winchester, I start feeling really weird. Boom, I black out. Next thing I know, I'm in the hotel with a cup of water next to me and everything, and then boom, blackout again. And then I'm in the hospital, and they're saying, "Oh, well, we suspect that you've had a heart attack." And it's just like at the moment, at that point of time, I was just still only at the beginning of 17 years old, and it's just like, Jesus.
Well, you know what to do. Don't you? Stop smoking, stop drinking, have a little bit of a run now and then. You'll be all right.
Yeah,
Not
just come
bad.
running with me, mate.
So you think that, what is it? Okay, right, Brady. I will. Well, oh damn it! There's no trains up to yours now until 5 o'clock in the morning. So, so what I'll do is I'll pay £110 every single day for the next year. Come up and have a job with you. And
I don't think that's going to happen, do you?
Well, the thing is, it's lucky that you had a slight kind of brush with it, because it alerted you to the fact that something's there, so you can do something. What happens is a lot of people, they get a bit older and then it's very serious, and it's too late. They don't get to hospital in time, and so you're lucky really, because it highlighted what's there, and there's probably a lot of things they can do if necessary. They can do interventions or drugs or whatever to help, but yeah.
Because what is it? A cardiac arrest is more serious than a heart attack, because with a cardiac arrest, you only, I think, have 20 or 30 minutes to get to hospital before boom, that's it. But with a heart attack, I think
It depends.
it's just
With heart massage and CPR, you can be kept alive a bit longer.
Yeah, it's all very dodgy though, isn't it? I mean,
see, it's scary to think that at 17 years old I had that happen to me. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's been cases where like people younger than me, like even like small children, have had that happen, but it's not that common. And it's like, well, because what is it? Kim, who was on my stream earlier, he was with me on the day at that hospital, and it was just like, it's well weird.
So did they tell you that there's something there that you need to look at? Have they properly scanned you? Have they given you a...
Yeah, they did an ECG on me. They did an ECG on me, and what is it? My heart rate at the time was still at 185.
That's high, but it's not ridiculous.
Yeah. So
No,
they put in for about 2 hours, and then it went back down to the normal 90 for me. Then they let me go, and what is it? 6 hours later, after that had happened, I was out, I was running around in the heat, I'm doing absolutely fine. So it's just like,
which is not a probably good idea after you've just had an incident of that nature, but okay, fair enough. Yeah.
So what's going on in the chat? Right, Blackadder, Dad's Army, they were good as well.
Don't panic.
They don't like the smell of cold wood, Mr. Mannering.
They don't like them up on set.
Just going to get it up very quickly. I think it was
I'm surprised they didn't look into it a bit further, because just you've had 2 incidents of blacking out, and then you've come back around, and then they go, "Oh, we've done an ECG. You seem to have come back now into a normal range. Off you go," which is a bit weird. I mean, I don't want to ask you anything personal, like you hadn't been doing anything weird, smoking anything, taking anything, drinking.
Well, I think because, what is it, in lockdown, I really did get to a point where I started smoking, wacky backy, if you know what I mean. So it could have been
you told them this. You told them when you went in this, obviously.
Yeah, of course I told them this. Of course I had to.
That's fair enough, yeah, because you need to tell them what you've been doing if you want to get a good diagnosis. But yeah.
Well, yeah, of course, because it's just weird that it just suddenly happened. So yeah,
I suppose
I mean,
Hold on.
you like me, I don't take this personally, but you like myself are probably a little bit hyper. You know, your heart rate goes through the roof. I got problems with adrenaline. I've had to take 2 beta blockers this evening because my heart rate
Yeah.
goes up through the roof, and I get
So-
stiff. I get stiffness and shit like this, you know. And the reason I'm drinking now is because I had a hangover today, and because I'm feeling like shit. Right, I'm drinking and I've taken the beta blockers to just get me over until I, you know, sort of don't need the beta blockers and alcohol. Because I would go totally hyper and I'd be hyperventilating and have a panic attack and all that shit, you know.
So here we go. So
yeah.
I have here quickly just the thing, you know, the like form that they fill in. So it says here Ryan Stannard, time of arrival at hospital, 12:38 p.m. Visit to hospital reason suspected heart failure. And that was at 12:38 in the afternoon. And then what is it? This photo was taken at 8:33. And look, see, you can see just my mate and I just there, you know, just having you can't really see it very well, but we're just there enjoying our time out. And that was 8 hours later.
Mm.
So
it's just a bit strange. I mean, you know,
real weird.
if you ever get any weirdness, I'd go and see a doctor again and get it checked out. I mean, do they get back every 5 or 6 months for more of an ECG to just check on you, because they're supposed to check for, you know, these sorts of things if you had an incident.
And it's not happened since again, but
it was a very hot day as well. If you're out already mucking around, hot day, not
here
properly,
in Winchester,
you can make yourself ill.
Yeah,
I will say it in.
you
say
said
it in Fahrenheit.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, because I will say it in Fahrenheit if anyone wants to know, like in the chat who uses Fahrenheit. But it was 38.3 at the time when this happened, which is 100 Fahrenheit, which is very unusual for over here in England, because usually it's only around about between 23 to 25 here down south. So that's between 72 and 75 Fahrenheit.
Okay, so heat stroke and maybe lack of water and over exercising in the heat. Yeah, so they just put it down. They put it down to exertion, probably.
Which sounds more possible. I'm not saying it wasn't anything else serious, but you have to take into account.
The only reason why they thought that it was a suspected heart attack is because of my heart rate. Because usually when I'm jogging, because I have a Fitbit, usually when I'm running outside in the heat, it only goes up to around about 130, 140. So that's why they suspected that.
I don't get so much high heart rate. What I got is a very strong heart. And the doctor said to me, there's nothing wrong with your heart. You've got a bloody heart like an ox. But the trouble is, it just pounds. Instead of just going pump, 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 it goes boom, boom, boom. And that's what is causing, you know, problems. It's over adrenaline, over pumping. But
before I hit the floor, all I remember is being able to feel my heart beating, and it felt like my heart was beating out of my chest. And then all I remember, and apparently, right, after I had woken up, apparently I had been gone for an hour.
So did anybody do CPR on you, or were you breathing normally?
No. I was back quite soon.
The thing is, sometimes knocking you out is a way to kind of like solve the problem with the heart overreacting, because, you know, it's like my brain gets involved. My brain starts revving my heart up, and if I go to sleep, I'm all right. But I wake up again, it's back again. Like, you know, it's fucking there. So it's adrenaline with me. It's over adrenaline production. So.
But yeah, no, it's just weird that it happened. But, you know, it's life, you know. I mean, what can I say?
Well, I had a chap, he's quite young. He came on my boat with me in Bristol Harbour, and he goes, "Can I have a go on the controls?" So I moved out the way. I went, "Yeah, right." You know, it's like a bike. It's like rev off. I connected him to the kill switch, so if he fell off, it would shut it off. Well, me and his girlfriend were sitting at the front of the boat, and he was going all right. And I said, "You steering off a bit, mate." And he was like, and I was like, "You probably can't hear me." I was like, "You're steering off a bit, mate." Like, all right. He's like, still steering off. And I looked back, and he was behind the boat, I guess, going in the water.
Oh my God, he was having
and
a
he was like
seizure.
over the back of the boat with the thing still connected to him, so he hadn't disconnected it. So he was there, and his hands were going. So I grabbed him, and as I grabbed him, he sort of like seized and went and stretched back out. So we went back out again, and I was like, "Fuck!" And I was like, "Shit!" The thing was, I could see his hands going like his hands were literally. He did get cut marks, like slice across the back there, but it didn't go deeper because it could have cut his things off. But I just said, grab him to his girlfriend, and we grabbed him, we pulled him in, and that's when I turned the engine off. It was because I was just so aware his hand was going to go through the propeller and just become mincemeat. I didn't even have time to stop the engine. It was like, grab him in, fuck's sake. He had a fit. He had a fit, and he was out for about 10 minutes, and he doesn't remember anything about it.
The real thing is, right now, obviously, I know what a seizure is. You know, they start shaking, then they have foam coming out of their mouth. But the only time I actually witnessed someone having a seizure was my dad when I was probably only 4.5 years old. So all I can remember is I thought all he had was a bit of like a stomach bug. He was just sick, but that wasn't the case. He had a full-on seizure for like 8 or 9 minutes. And it's just like, wow. And I think, on that day, that was the last time that he was home for 2 years.
Oh, me.
And then obviously he came home, then he passed away downstairs in this house, and, you know, had me by his side, you know.
Well, at least you were there with him.
And so. What is it? What is it? So they checked him out and they found a brain tumor on him. And, you know, and what was it? He was only 37 at this time. Only 37. Yeah.
That's very young to go, isn't it?
Well, no, he was 40 when he passed away. But yeah. Yeah, he made it to 40. Yeah, it's very sad. But, you know, like, what is it? This is like what I like to say to people, like, yes, of course I'm sad about it happening, but, you know, like, if anyone's going through this sort of stuff, obviously I can talk to them about, like, dealing with it and all that, because I think for, good God, probably like 7 years still afterwards, I was still having, like, nightmares every single night about it. 7 years on. And, you know,
how old were you when that happened? Sorry, were you 7?
I was nearly. Well, no, hold on. Sorry, I was 8. Sorry. Oh no!
Well,
no,
still very impressionable, and it's quite shocking. You know, the brain hasn't quite got used to the idea of where you're going in life, and then something like that happens. It's a bit of a shock, isn't it?
Oh yeah, no, because I was still 7 because it happened on May 1st, 2011, and my birthday is May 18th. So. So yeah, no, I was still 7, but
let's change the subject because it's a bit dark.
It's you, right?
No, come on, let's all talk about the gory deaths we've experienced. Come on, you come now.
You come now.
You come now.
A man chop his arm off with a sword.
So you're supposed to right, Ryan. I'm going to say this right. You're supposed to be into comedy, so this is comedy, okay? But I take your dad's death and I up your ante, right? No, I'm only kidding.
See, no, you want to know the really you know, the really bad thing is how you've just said that, Matt, right, is my auntie died on September 28th, 2019 of the same thing. So, thank you.
Oh, God.
Yeah. That's popped down the mood a little bit, hasn't it?
Anyway, swiftly moving on, if you don't mind.
Everyone in the chat going, it's very cold. Quick's asleep with his eyes open, which is a bit weird.
I'm not asleep. I'm playing.
You're not.
You look very relaxed there, mate. You look very relaxed.
I am, yeah. I am very relaxed. I've been at work all week.
With their eyes open, it's the most freakiest thing in the fucking world.
I've
Yeah,
seen
my
someone do
nephew does
that.
it.
That's mental.
Oh my God.
When I was in a boarding house, well, for secondary school, I used to stay at school during the week. So what is it? We did a trip one day to Brecon Beacons, right? So I was with two other people at the same time, and this guy had no the other person who was in that same room had no eyelashes at all, so he slept with his eyes open.
It's a freaky thing. I remember it.
No, honestly, I will never ever forget the image, because one of those nights that we were there, I woke up in the middle of the night. He was sleeping on this side. I was on this side, not on that side, right? And as soon as I woke up, all I saw was him like this.
Yeah.
Like that.
Wow, that would freak me out. I'd be like,
no,
Do you mean he had no eyelids? Because eyebrows and eyelashes, you know, he's not eyelids, so he should be able to close his eyelids. Do you mean eyelids, the lids?
Yeah, so these.
He didn't have them.
No.
You know.
I know.
What? I didn't know people could be born without them. What?
Did he have a foreskin? I'm just thinking it's a bit like that, isn't it? I just wondered if he was deficient in bits of flaps of skin like that, you know, sorry.
Yeah, with this technology, they could have cut his bullshit off and used his eyebrow.
Yeah, but what is it? The school that I went to was for like people who had autism and all that, because I have it, all that. So so there's some people at that school, you know, who have problems like that, like problems with that, and go with all that. So it was a SEMH school. So I keep on forgetting what that actually stands for, but
SEMH.
SEMH.
Sadomasochism, educational, male, homozone.
No, I tell you what, right? The weirdest thing, right, was going to the first day of
Sorry.
Sorry, that.
Or is that the Royal Navy? Sorry, I meant the Royal Navy. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Well, I've just looked it up. You said SMAH, yeah? SMAH. Just looked it up, and it's come up on Urban Dictionary as stands to suck my arsehole.
Well, I stand totally erected. I'm sorry. I mean corrected. So
there you go. So it is. So it stands for social, emotional, and mental health.
Yeah, that's probably what it stands for.
that's racist. You can't use language like that anymore.
No.
He had Jewish eyes.
Oh God, excuse me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Mr. Bengal, I'm gonna get some more. You're making me interested now. I'm gonna get some more beer.
Hey man, how you doing?
Hey, wee man, how you doing, man?
Oh, you were saying about the guy with no eyelids. When I was at school, there's a guy no eyelids. Name is he sleeps with his eyes open. And like you said, we're on a trip, and he was on the top bunk, and like he just had a kip light, and we walked in there, and me and my mate, we went, "Oh no, wake up, mate!" And he's like that. He's got his eyes like that. He's just like completely open like that. Shit,
See, no, I will never ever forget the photo that my mate caught of me whilst I was sleeping. What was it? I sleepwalked, right? And I was just stood up, right? And I was like this. Like that. And then what is it? As soon as I woke up, he went, "Hey mate, check this photo I got of you." And what is it? I straight away went, "If it's your girlfriend naked, I don't want to see it." And he just showed me, and it was just me there like this, standing up, asleep. And I was just there like, "Nah, how have you made me do that?" And he was like, "Bro, I haven't." Because at the time, what is it? Where my mate was living, he had CCTV in his house. So he showed me the footage, and I just straight up got up and started walking around.
See, the one thing I remember when I was at school, when we did like these trips and stuff, we played pranks on people and all that. Like we put sheep shit in their bed and stuff like this. Or when they were asleep, they were asleep, we put toothpaste on their eyes. So because it goes hard. So when they try to wake up in the morning, they can't do like that. Actually, me, but it was good fun.
Because every single time we used to go to Wales, right, at our school, right, all the new kids who had never been to Wales before, we used to be just heading towards the Seven Bridges, right? So as soon as we got near Bristol, we used to go to them. So what is it? We all used to go, "Hey guys, did you guys remember your passports by any chance?" And all the little year sevens were like, "Oh no, I'm not going to be able to go. Oh no. And what is it? We all used to go, "Right, just do this trick, duck." And what is it? All of these little year sevens were just like that for like 20 minutes. And then what is it? After we got through, we all used to go, "Right, we're safe now." And then what is it? We used to then have one of our LSAs in the van pretend to go on their phone and to act like they are going to get pulled over by the police because they've smuggled people into Wales. And these little year sevens are like, "Oh my god, we're going to get arrested." And then what is it? We used to just go, "It's just a prank." And what is it? I remember one time, poor kid had, I think, Down syndrome and everything, and he was just there crying, going, "Oh, that's not fucking funny."
So did any of you guys, other than Ryan, because he's been talking about it, any of you guys do any pranks when you were a kid at school, or on friends or not friends, or people you just didn't fucking like?
I didn't go to school. I was too busy working.
I used to go to the and turn all the gas things on in the science labs and throw stink bombs at people, but that was about it, really.
We used to piss in the electric heaters and then turn them on, and then you couldn't have the lesson then because it was stinking. It would absolutely stink the room up. So they'd end up going, "Oh, you can't go in there," and then we'd go out, and they were like, they couldn't work out who was doing it, and it was like quite obvious because we were climbing through the windows, and everybody was looking at us like, "Oh, look at them climbing through the windows," and we were like, "Them pissing the heaters," and then we're like, "Oh, we can't have the lesson now." Like, "We're going to find out who's doing this." It's like, well, somebody grasses on us, we're fucking done for, but pretty obvious.
Well, one day, right, because there was this teacher was only around in our school for probably 3 months before they decided to piss off because it was too much for them working at the school. So what is it? I remember one of my classmates went into a little room, right, pressed the fire alarm, exited the exit point outside, right, and then what they did is we got the teacher to go in there because we went, "Oh, this guy did it in there." So they went into that room and they forgot their keys. So then what we used to do is we shut the door on them, right? And then we locked them in, and then we blamed it on the teacher for setting off the alarm. And what is it? I think that's why they left. And we were just like such little rotten shits. Well, bear in mind, we only...
I was a bit of shit. So I've got loads of stuff I could tell you, but I remember one time we're moving a table from wherever it was, and as a mate of mine's gone, "See that red button on the wall?" I went, "Yeah, what about it?" It's the fire alarm. He just went, look at this. Bang. Hits it. The whole arm goes off. And obviously, they can tell where it, and it's like, oh, well, you will do, you two would do the table. It's like, oh, sorry, we lifted it up too high, miss, and hit it with the table. Got away with it.
I tell you what,
Oh.
this is the one shot on ping pong, right, that I will never be able to ever top again, right? So we're in the school gym, right, playing table tennis, and then what is it? I do a power shot, the ball flies over the table, boom, hits a fire alarm call point, and the whole system goes off. I didn't get fined for it or anything. If anything, the
Very
teachers
little
just went,
cling films on the toilet.
Cling film on the top. I've done that.
well, I
Especially
think
when
the
they put
best,
it there for a dump.
well, I think
Oh,
the best prank I've ever done, right, in my life is what is it? Oh, there's been some good ones. I've what is it? I've pretty much I've told my mum that Dad cheated on us, on her, and that he had another kid, and I got one of my mates who my mum had never met before, and I said, "Well, this is my brother," and she was just like, "What?"
Jesus.
I've what is it? I've thrown a grenade, a smoke grenade, into my mate's bedroom.
I was about to say then that would be a grenade. Jesus.
Yeah, I was about to call Billy bullshit when you were going to go, I had this grenade and I threw it into the bedroom.
Well, what's well, because what is it?
You
My
redeemed
mate,
yourself the smoke bit, that's fine, but
well,
when
no,
you're about
what
to
is it?
use the grenade,
my friend's oven. No, sorry, my friend's heating didn't work for a couple of months a few years back. So he used to sit by the oven. He used to sit by the oven and turn it on. So I put
What?
firecrackers. So yeah, no. So he used to turn the oven on, sit by it for the heat. So I put firecrackers in the oven, and they exploded in the oven and scared the crap out of him. But I think the best prank that I've done.
you'll never
has
fucking come around my house, I'll tell you that.
Jesus.
I'll put some firecrackers in there.
Bang!
There's some
prank
I'm
that
reticent to talk about some of the things I've done over the years, but I remember there was somebody who used to shit on the desks in the class, and we didn't know who it was, and we called him the Phantom Shitter, but we never actually found out who it was.
Well, I think the best prank that I've ever done is the what is it? What is it? I
You can't remember it. So.
no. Here you go. I set up
Phone a friend.
I set up a friend onto a little dating app which my friend had made, and I dressed up as a woman, and I was on the actual app as Anne. So my name was Anne. So I proper dressed up because this was back when I had like my proper long hair. It was like down here.
So is this something you need to get off your chest, mate? Yeah.
No,
It's
I'm
all right,
not
mate.
like that.
We're all inclusive here. We won't judge you.
I'm not
Yeah, go on, mate.
I'm not joking. If you want to wear a skirt, do it. I do it all the time,
Yeah.
honest.
No,
Yeah,
Why
go for it, man.
No, what is it? So I was just walking. So what is it? I knocked on his door, and he generally thought that it was a woman taking him out. So what is it? We went to McDonald's and all that, and
Well,
then
didn't
what is
recognise it was you?
No, he didn't recognise that it was me. And then about 7 hours into it,
Did he have
he
Down
said-
syndrome? Sorry, I mean
no,
no.
no.
I'm just wondering how he didn't recognise it was you. Did you have good lipstick and fake makeup on or something?
Yeah,
You must have looked really well, mate. Fair dues.
Yeah. And then what is it? Well, what is it? What is it? I stuff. Well, what is it? I got, what is it? I got like, what is it? Like craftsmanships to make like actual like like proper like looking boobs and all that.
That's
you know,
right,
like
yeah.
latex and all that. And then what is it? 7 hours in, he said, "Right then, Anne, shall we kiss?" And what is it? As soon as he went in for it, I just went like this. I just went like this, and I went, "Surprise, motherfucker!" And he was just like, "You fucking." That is my best prank that I've done. Setting up my friend for 7 hours, thinking that he was going to get laid.
Are you sure he didn't actually know it was you, and he did want to have sex with you as a woman?
No.
Are you sure he didn't know that he just thought he's coming on to me as a transvestite? Yeah.
I think your mate was well up for it, mate.
Yeah.
I've a prank of switching my mate's TV channel whilst he's been watching TV onto like, you know, the adult TV at like midnight and all that. And he got well peed off with me because what is it? His girlfriend at the time was dead well. So, you know, so what is it? He's just sat down with his girlfriend watching a movie on telly, and then I just changed it to like the adult TV, and his girlfriend was with him and all that. Honestly, I'm rotten, honestly. But
yeah, fair play. I still don't know how you're making for 7 hours, weren't you?
I've had some pranks done on me before, which have been like proper bad. Oh my days! There's been like, it's ridiculous.
I remember what was something we did? We were at my mate's house, and one of our mates was a little bit sort of, you know, you could easily lead him into some things, yeah. So it's like basically we led him to believe that there was a couple of girls who'd like been saying, "Oh, he's all right, isn't he? He's all right, he's all right," and we led him onto this for a while. And then we sort of like arranged it so these girls would be there in the flat, and we could be careful because he was quite upset about this, and we denied it afterwards. So I hope he doesn't watch this now. But anyway, we got these girls to get a bit intimate, and he was like, they were sort of like, "Go on, get your clothes off," and we were all watching through a CCTV camera. It was hid behind a drum skin in the corner of the room, and we were all in the other room, fucking pissing ourselves laughing. And then the girls were going, "We can't do this. We can't do this." Coming out, and I was like, "Fucking get back in there! Come on! Don't bail out now! Come on!" And they said, "Go on." They gave him a comb and said, "Go on, comb your pubes. We like combed pubes." He was combing his pubes and stuff like that. I was like, "Fucking hell!" And I said, my mate, to this day, he says, "Do you still have that tape?" And I said, "No, I did. I destroyed it because I knew if that ever came out, that guy probably fucking top himself." Most people wouldn't, but he probably would.
Well, what's it?
Anyway, he had a bit of a fantasy really with these two girls were like going, "Yeah, come on," but we were all in the other room watching. It's terrible, really, but we were young.
The best prank that my mate has pulled on me was putting Viagra in one of my drinks whilst I was in the middle of a scene.
Yeah, I've seen someone do that.
Oh my good God. What is it? Instead of putting one in, he put 3 in.
Days, huh?
Just there, walking around.
Your heart probably was coming out your chest.
I'm not surprised. It must have been going.
And then, like, what is it? Like walking around Birmingham with, oh my God, no.
See you later, Barry. Take care, mate.
Since.
Same, Barry.
I remember seeing my mate, like we were doing sheep shit fights, and it got a bit out of hand. And my mate, they were both rugby players. I fucking couldn't stand rugby, but anyway, they sort of like decided to get a bit rough with each other with this sheep shit. And then there was like a bit of a tussle, and then somehow it wiped the sheep shit up across his face, across his teeth. But he was standing there like going, "Fucking hell, you bastard!" And I could just see this green thing, and it was across his teeth. It was horrible.
Well, I've just been plain dumb one day, right, I was playing dumb, even though this trend had been around for a couple years. So
Mhm.
my friend made me put Mentos in Coke and made me hover over the bottle of Coke. And I remember as soon as I put those Mentos in that Coke, the Coke just shot up and it went straight in my mouth, up through my throat. And I was, oh my days, I was coughing, choking for like hours. I was just there like that. But there has been a few prank fails. Like, trust me, like, what is it? I've done the dog shock collar on my friend, and that like proper made him fall over and hurt himself. I think he broke his thumb from doing that.
Jesus.
I'll tell you what,
and
my mate broke his thumb from, you know, when you do the tea towel thing and you whip someone with a tea towel.
Oh, yeah.
My mate,
it? Because
around, they did it, and he broke his thumb from it. Literally broke his thumb. Like,
well, what is it? Because what is it? Kim and I were doing a video one day, and it wasn't supposed to happen, but I was like doing a little self-defense class, and I said, right, guys, in this video, we're going to show you guys how you break someone's arm. And I did the move, and I actually snapped his arm on camera.
Oh, mate.
I remember, oh my days. Like, honestly, the bone went like that. You could hear it go like that.
Oh, dear.
And what is it? On the ground, and he was just looking up at me, and I was just like, are you good? And he went, get the fucking camera off now. Like that. He would, oh my days. But yeah.
I was about 5. My dad was driving a car, and I just thought it'd be fun to like go, all right, Dad, and I put my hands over his eyes when he was driving the car, and he was like, no, and I was like following him around with the hands, like, yeah, it's all right, and he was like, no, get off me, and he slammed the brakes on. He was like, don't ever fucking do that again, you little prick, I was like, as you would, right? But I was a right, because I was so bored in the car, right? Another time. I used to play with the door, and I would secretly open the door, secretly open it, whilst we were driving. And then he turned a corner, and I fucking fell out through the door. And I had to put, I was like, ah! And I was holding on my one hand, and I had to put my other hand on the ground. And I was like, scrape my hand on the ground, on the floor when we were going in the corner. Idiot.
What is it?
Idiot.
I'm planning a prank at the moment. It won't happen until I'm 18. But I have a prank that one day what I'm going to do is, obviously, I'm going to make sure that he's far enough away. But my mate is, he won't watch this stream because he doesn't even know that I do YouTube. He doesn't even think that I do YouTube. So it's brilliant. So what I'm going to do is, he is scared to death of fireworks. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as I turn 18, I'm going to order 100 fireworks. And what is it? Then I'm going to get him sat down on a chair. I'm going to have the fireworks hidden away. And I'm going to tell him in this video that we're going to do the 100-layer wrap challenge, where you get, tinfoil. You just wrap him around and they can't get out. And I'm going to have the chair bolted in to the ground. And then as soon as that's all done with, I'm just going to go and grab the boxes of fireworks and just light them and see his reaction.
You're crazy, right?
What is it? He's scared of those, what is it? You know those fireworks which just go woo up in the sky, and that's all they make. He's petrified of those. So I can't wait to see his reaction.
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
But
yeah, I'm not surprised.
What is it? That's going to happen in, I think these fireworks will take about a week to get here, and he lives in Maidenhead, so it's going to take probably it'll probably happen around about June, but I cannot wait to see his reaction. And I will be recording that as well, so little sneak peek of a video which will be out in June.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna wind this up because I'm gonna go to bed. Simple as.
Yeah,
I don't know if you're going to go live, Matt, or anything like that.
Oh, I don't know. I'm enjoying being on here, really, not having to run it.
No, fair enough. Oh, Flex just popped in. Hello, mate. How you doing? You off to bed? Not staying off the bed. Hope all okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I need to start heading off anyway. Need to get a bit of
Okay.
sleep.
Yeah.
So I have to be up. Yeah, I have to be up at 6 o'clock, so it's an early start.
Yeah, I just looked at the time. 12:30 already.
I know. Crazy.
Yeah. Debating whether to stay on another half hour.
Yeah, because what is it? I went live at, I think, what time was it, Brady? Like 11:45, was it? No.
Nah, it was
Was it?
earlier than that, mate.
Oh, yeah.
But I went live at 5:30 today. So.
Yeah, I know, because I was out.
Yeah, I missed.
Yeah, because I
was
on that.
It's all right. It's all right.
No, what it really
Right,
was, I went, oh, look, it's Brady. I ain't gonna talk to him. No. What's he bloody doing up there?
Oh, it's him again. Oh, God.
Turn my mic off a sec.
Okay. So yeah, I'll wait till Matt comes back on, and then I'm gonna leave. But thank you all for coming. Appreciate that. And everyone in the chat, thanks for coming. I think I had like 35, 36 people at one point. It's great. It's been really good.
Happy
Thank
days,
you.
mate.
I think next time
I've been quite rude and just played on the PlayStation, to be fair.
Well, yeah, I didn't expect anything else really. No. I reckon you're good at having a crafty one.
It's hard, but I get chased by the police.
Getting chased by the police. It's not me.
You're getting chased by the police.
My controller's flashing its tits off.
Are you playing games whilst you're on here?
Yeah.
I wonder why you weren't saying much, but you would now make sense.
Yeah, you
Playing
weren't saying that.
GTA 5.
Ah.
For my next live, if anybody's got any subjects they want to do, let me know, and I'm quite happy to entertain some subjects.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a few I could probably think of.
Yeah, cool. I know Matt has some. I don't need to argue. But yeah, I've got controversial. I don't mind. It's not my channel.
Yeah. Well, I think we covered most of it, what we were talking about last night. I got so pissed at the end that I deleted it. I put it on private, downloaded it, watched it, and the end bit, I just watched the end bit. So I was like, yeah, it's all right. Yeah, hang on. Yeah. Yes, I can think. And I was like, having to struggle with the words. So I was like, nah, that's out. So I chopped it halfway, and that bit is all right. I kept the first half in, but the second half, oof.
Well, I saw they put it back up. It was funny because you're slowly degrading yourself to pissed, which was quite funny.
I keep them, but I don't think they're a good reflection of what I'm trying to achieve. Really, it's like.
Well, I think I wouldn't have stayed on if that thing hadn't have happened to my neighbour. So, Oh,
what happened? Yeah, that's what I meant to ask you. Your neighbour said they were having a heart attack. Were they all right?
But yeah, they were fine afterwards. We had an ambulance come out. They checked her out and they took her off. And then, they were really good. The ambulance crew. They ended up getting here within 6 minutes of the call.
Mm.
Then she came home this morning. Well, yesterday morning, I think at 8 o'clock, because I was standing outside having a fag, and she came home and she said she was fine.
Christ, you'd be waiting an hour in Wales if you needed a bloody ambulance in Wales. It's ridiculous. 6 minutes. It's crazy.
I'd still be waiting.
Minutes.
Do you think the Undertaker will turn up before the ambulance?
Yeah. The wait.
With a measuring tape, like how long is the body?
Yeah, let's just skip the ambulance. It's fine.
Hold on. I've fallen and I can't get up. Okay,
yeah.
Help is on the way. 2 hours later, oh fuck this, I'll get up myself.
Literally round here, mate. It's crazy.
Excuse me.
You get like a helicopter like coming overhead and a big light shining down, and he's like, "How How big is the body? Why? Because we need to get the casket ready. It's like, what? He's like, yeah, we're the Undertakers. So, well, they've got a helicopter, but not the NHS. Yeah.
999. What's your emergency? My grandma just died in the living room. Caller. What is it? Operator. Well, I guess it's not the living room anymore, is it?
Ba-boom.
Yeah.
Your comedy astounds me at times. It really does.
Yeah.
My dog has got to know no-nos. How does he smell? Terrible.
Oh. Good God.
It's all going wrong.
It's all gone wrong.
I've just realised I've consumed 3.5 litres of Pepsi in a day.
There's
Jeez.
a sugar rush for you.
Jesus, mate.
Yeah.
Want to start drinking water, dude?
To be honest,
No,
I only drink when I'm doing live streams. I keep telling people this. They think I'm some sort of alcoholic, and I'm not. I drink because of it's just to take the edge off the nerves, you know, like doing live streams. I don't really mind doing live streams, but I'd rather have a drink or have something in my hand. It's like, you know.
Oh yeah. By the way, Matt, have those buildings been demolished yet? That you explored yesterday, have they been demolished yet, or are they still there?
Remind me which ones they are now, because I can't remember what I put up. Are you talking about Techno Towers?
Yes. Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, they may still be there, because what they're intending on doing, this is a guess, it's only a guess, I don't know for certain, but they cut all the I-beams on all of the ancillary building, but they left the office block standing. And I think their intention was to put explosives or blow the concrete out and take the lower end down, leave the office block where it is, and redevelop it up or do something like that. But they didn't appear like they were preparing to take the main office block down. So they might be building houses on there or doing something. But yeah, I think the main office block will be there.
Because I was just
piece of
wondering
piss to get into. It was always a piece of piss to get into.
Oh. How easy, mate? Obviously, I don't like to bring it up, but how easy is it to get into the Westbury nursery home? Is that quite easy to get into?
Piece of piss.
Easy.
Just do what we did. Go at night. Don't give it all like large with the torches, because they'll come out. We were aware of this, so we were very quiet at night, and we sort of like snuck in. If you go there in the day with drones, or if you go there in the day making a lot of noise, they'll come out, you know. Or if you go there at night with torches, they'll come out. They're arseholes, those people.
They are, mate. Honestly, it's Hampshire's finest, dude. Seriously, it's Hampshire's finest, those sort of people. Because what is it? That is 17 minutes away from where I live. Just a 17-minute drive. Yeah. So it's barely anywhere. It's 16 miles
roughly away. Where do you live? Roughly? I'm just kind of curious now.
So I live in Winchester. So
Winchester. Oh Christ! Yeah. I didn't realise you lived there. Sorry.
Yeah, it's West Meon. So.
Well, you don't live in West Meon, do you? You live in Winchester, West Meon. Yeah, okay.
West Meon. Yeah.
Lots of people keep on. Do you want to go, Bengal? Sorry, I won't keep you, but. I was going to say, lots of people keep on saying now they want to go there because they want to experience those people, and I'm like, well, you know, yes and no. Don't antagonize them. Be polite, but let them show themselves up on film. You know, it's like if they want to. I really think that those people are the ones that have caused all the problems, because I cannot understand why any explorer would go to somewhere and like the houses nearby, they would then target the people in the houses and damage their houses, damage their cars, damage things, unless they were so wound up by the people who lived in those houses that they decided to do something wrong. Now, I mean, I can't say that, you know, even though what they did to me was bad, you know, the fact that he said, I'm going to shoot you with a shotgun, was why I reported the police. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bothered. I just put it the video as is. But the thing is, people like that, if they say shotgun, you have to report them to the police, because there have been incidents like that where people haven't in the past, and then something's happened, you know. And
it's not that I am and I am not, but I'm almost glad, right? Because I'm not glad that this happened to you, but I also am, because from that happening to you, because if that was the case with me, as soon as they had said shotgun, I would have gone into fight mode and I would have probably knocked the guy out.
Which
Because
ultimately would have played into their hands, you know, because I think this is what they do. They're professional victims, you know.
Yeah.
So the only defense you've got in that situation is don't react, film, be polite, retreat, and you know, you can either decide if you want to say something to them or not. I mean, I couldn't believe what they were doing, you know, but I could have just gone, oh, whatever, and walked away. And what's happened since is just amazing. I can't believe they got a lawyer firm in touch with me, which is bullshit. You know, and like claiming GDPR, like as if I'm some sort of business, you know, like you have to give us your records. I'm like, what records? All the video and details you have of our clients. I'm like, well, I know they called the Moritz family and the video is on YouTube. What more do you want? I'm like, you must give us everything. I said, well, you've got it. I've not only given it to you, I've actually done a video showing you end to end of me talking to them and the drone logs and what do you want, you know?
And if anything, right, they should be the guys, they should be the people getting into trouble, because, for instance, right, when they started throwing that cow shit and the sticks at you, that is actually physical abuse.
Yeah, well, they were reported to the police. The police went round there and had a word with them. Mostly probably because of the fact that they said a shotgun, you know, that was the problem. It was like they weren't licensed to have a shotgun and they shouldn't have had a shotgun, and the fact they were threatening it, you know. So ultimately all I wanted to do is make sure that they weren't threatening that to anybody in the future, because it's then the police know, you know, don't be threatening shotguns, and have you got a shotgun, because it's like, you know, you shouldn't have a shotgun, and anyone who has a shotgun should not be pointing it at people. It's not for that. You know, you don't have a shotgun to point at people. You have a shotgun to shoot clay pigeons and pheasants, and you do not shoot. You know, I mean, that's not what it's there for. So ultimately, you know, I know me being there is antagonistic, and their attitude is antagonistic. But ultimately, I don't think it's the urbexers who've caused the problem with that building, because that building could have been kept secure. It's worth a lot of money. You know, things were done, I think, purposely. I mean, you can see by the fact the BBC went in and did a thing saying, look, why are all the documents here? Why are all these NHS documents here? And then the owner supposedly did something, but nothing happened. You know, they should have done something. They should have cleared them out, you know. They should have cleared those documents out. Never happened. And ultimately, by going back and highlighting it again, and the fact that this woman was going like, oh, I'm the victim. And it's like, no, you're not. You're the aggressor. You're the aggressor. You know, I mean, if she'd come up to me and said like, you know, come on, you can't fly over my house. I said, well, I wasn't flying over your house. And if you weren't aggressive with a megaphone and screaming and shouting, I would have gone, look, wait, I'll show you. I would literally, but I wasn't going to hang around. It was like they were going, fuck you, yeah, and all this stuff. I got a shotgun, I'll fucking shoot your drone out of the sky. I said, look, you can't fucking shoot drone out of the sky, because I fucking do what I want. It's my house. I said, this is not your house. Then he tried to say later on he wasn't referring to that house. He was referring to his own house. It's like, come on. Yeah, I'm standing behind a mansion house. I'm not standing near your house. I'm going, this house is not your house. You were on the BBC talking about this house. And he's going, no, my house. Then to diffuse away from that, to draw all the attention away from that, pull the dirtiest move. Oh, the fucking dirtiest move. He was in my garden, flying a few feet away. He was looking at my daughters. He's a pervert. He's a paedophile.
Oh, jeez.
Whoa. See, you know, shotgun, paedophile. Really? Now you got my attention. Yeah, you got my attention properly. You know, not in a nasty way, but I literally wanted to I wanted to take these people down a peg, take them down a peg, so they don't do it to anyone else. That's all I'm interested in. Is like, don't do it to anyone else. Or I don't mind. I don't mind those sorts of people actually acting as security guards for that sort of place. Let's face it, that place has been damaged, copper's been nicked, the lead's been nicked off the roof, and okay. But if you're going to act as a security guard, you need to know a little bit about security, and if you're going to go facing people off, and threatening them with things, then you're going to get a negative reaction from those people because they're not going to take it. Yeah? They're not going to be being threatened. So ultimately, these people have decided to become vigilantes in their own neighborhood, and then they go in, poor me, all these things have happened to me. I don't even really believe those things have happened to them. You know? It's like with me, I never flew my drone. I never flew my drone into their garden. Why would I? Right? And I've not even brought this point up, but when you fly behind something, the drone signal goes. Right? So if I was to fly down, I'm flying up at an angle like that so I can see the drone. The drone has to be up in the sky like that. Yeah. If I fly the drone down behind a house, behind it, I lose the signal. If I fly it down into their garden at like 0 feet, I'm not even going to be able to see what's on the screen. The screen's going to be like, you know what? All to like pimp out their daughters. I didn't even know they had daughters. I've come there because the night before we visited the mansion, and the day after I came to film the mansion in the daylight. I'm not there to film somebody's freaking daughters. I mean, I want this. I would love to go to court. Right? Come on, Em. You want to take me to court? Take me to court. Why do you call me a paedophile? Why do you insist with this bullshit when the logs, which cannot be edited by me, say something very different? Why would I be there to peed you girls? I'm fucking gay. I'm not interested in young little fucking girls. What's wrong with you? It might work with some people, not with me. What is your problem?
And see,
there's something fucking wrong, and that's why I made such a bit of a fuss about it. You know, there's something wrong with them. It's not, you know.
The real thing that really fucking pissed me off, right, is when she was on the news, how she says that we've been physically abused by these urbexers and that, when she's the one fucking shouting through a megaphone, right, throwing shit at you, and she's the one saying that they've physically been attacked. She's the attention seeker, and she is playing the victim. Straight up 100%. There is no other way of putting it. She's playing the victim.
Well, all I can say is that in the instance with me, right, pretty much from the point when the drone's landing and I've turned my phone on, because I can't use my phone to film when the drone is there because I'm using it to fly. So I'm getting it down, and I've literally realized shit's going to go down because I can see him coming towards me with the megaphone. So I'm landing it, I'm taking the phone off, and I'm starting the phone up whilst landing and getting it. And whilst I'm talking to them, I'm keeping them talking so I can get it in the case. Get it in the case so I can get the frig out of there, because I realize they're kicking off. And I'm like, you know, this is not your house, as you see. But the whole thing is there, like landing, everything is there, putting in the case, grab the case, go, and then they like throw shit at me and gone. But the point is, it's like, if they're behaving like that with me, are they behaving like that with other people? Of course, that's not evidence. That's just a conjecture. That's just you know, there's no evidence there. But I have heard from 2 other people who went after this event where the police had been to see them, and the police had said, calm down. You know, calm down. They'd contacted the owner, Dr. Ushi Navi or something. I can't remember her name now. Indian doctor with a doctor husband. They own the building. And they live up north, like in Lancashire or Liverpool or somewhere like that. And they actually said to the police they didn't have a problem with me being there, right?
Oh.
Okay, they did not have a problem with me being there. And the police told me this, and I recorded it because things get denied afterwards. So I recorded the conversation. Yeah. So I recorded the conversation. The policewoman said to me, the woman who owns it does not have a problem with you being there, but between me and you, this is the police officer saying, words to this effect, I'm paraphrasing, she says, morally, it's causing problems for those people who live next to the house if you go there and people like you go there. And I said, I'm sorry, I did not ask to be shouted at that they had a shotgun, right? That was threatening. having things thrown at me and megaphones, right? That's way over the top, yeah. And I said, look,
God.
you know, I mean, if they'd been reasonable with me, I'd have been reasonable back, right? And I got out of there as quickly as I could, and I was worried because of what I'd heard: shotguns and throwing stuff and attacking people. And then when I looked at the BBC thing where it's like this woman's going, "Oh, we're the victims," I'm like, "There's something wrong here." So I'm reporting it to you so you can look into it. And all I want out of this, I don't want any, like, you know, major thing. All I want is them to know that the police know that they're overreacting. Take it down a level, tone it down, yeah. Still look after the house. I don't want to see them not look after the house or try and stop people doing damage to the house. Fair enough, but you know, it was just way out of, you know, it was all over the top, and it was done the wrong way. And I can understand if they've I'm guessing if they've approached people like that in the past, there's going to be problems. And since that approach by the police, since the police went there, I've been told by 2 people that they never even went on the ground. They were on the main road outside the building, and they parked up looking for a way in. What they should have done is gone down the way and up the Forestry Commission road and parked where we did, but they didn't know that. So looking around, she's seen him out the window. She opened the window and she's going, "You fuck off, fuck you," out the window. Like, wow. God. After you've been told by the police to calm it down, no, absolutely no way. Full force. Yeah. Well, all I can say is, right, that people like that, I do think they've got a slight problem, and I pointed this out to the police, but in the end, I've been bullied at school by teachers like that in the past. I reported it to local school. I said, "Look, here you go. You deal with this, right? Because I've had people like that bully me, and they call black is white. They called me a paedophile. They said I was after they." Jesus Christ! Honestly, seriously, you are pushing my buttons because I have been beaten senseless and fucked for years, right? Not fucked up the arse, as somebody said. I have been fucked over by years by people like that. And when I see that behaviour now as an adult, nah. I just go red flag, red flag, red flag, so that somebody knows that this is going on. Because up to that point, they were playing, you know, like innocent parties. I dare say they might have had people attack their house. I don't know. They may have had people attack their house, but why? Why? Because they're going like this. People are like, fucking, they probably threw a brick through their window of their car. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. It's not, I wouldn't do it. But I wouldn't be surprised if you took the piss out of somebody really that badly, threatening shotguns, threatening violence, whatever, you know, that somebody is probably going to take the same action as you're taking, and that's not going to be good. Yeah. And anyway, my reporting them to the police was to get them to calm down. Me reporting them to the school was because nothing was ever done about those teachers when I was in school, and I was badly abused for years. My parents couldn't believe it. When I was like, you know, in my late 20s, I told them about it, and they were like, "What?" And I said, "You would never have believed me when I was a kid. I knew this. You decided with them. You would never have believed it." And they were like, you know, and I was like, yeah, but don't worry, you know, don't worry. It's like, you know, life goes on, but, you know, seriously. And they were like, "Ooh, shit." I was like, you know, but I don't want to see people like that get away with it because they can, because they're adults and they're dealing with children. And she deals with disabled children. And I mean, you know, so, you know, you're talking about whose version of reality are you going to listen to? That's all I'm saying is it just needs to be looked at. I don't want to be the final arbiter of what is done or who, you know, what happens. It just needs to be noted. That's all. Just note it.
As a summary then, Matt, you've done the right thing. No, you're all right. You've done the right thing. I mean, you could have really retaliated back and it would have all gone tits up anyway. But what you've done was right. And I think that's why you got the respect for it. You know, I know your video's been banned a few times, but also it's also been shared a lot now. I know a lot of people have shared it, including myself. So, in summary,
two times a day I have to re-upload that video and carry on. You know, 2 times a day. This is they are up for it. They're totally up for it. They're not going to allow people to hear my side of the story. They only want their stuff that's already heard.
I'm going to live stream, boys and girls, because I need some sleep. So
Okay.
thank you all for coming on, and thank you very much
Right.
Hanging you on, but yeah.
Very much.
Sorry, you haven't droned on. It's fine. Everyone in the chat, thanks very much. If you haven't subscribed to any of these people here, Ryan, Crazy Life, yeah, subscribe. Right, Experiment Brady, subscribe. Secret Vault, well, you know who he is, but subscribe anyway if you haven't. Twig, UK, well, you know, subscribe to him as well. See you all later, folks, and thank you very much.
Thanks, John. Sorry, we
See you later, John.
With
See
shit.
you later, mate.
Anytime you need us ranting, we're there for you, mate.
Yeah, innit?
We are. See you all soon.
It's all right.
See ya.